Hello and welcome everyone to our presentation about the PyTest framework. We'd like to present this as a code challenge between AI-generated tests versus PyTest. Actually to see how good AI-generated tests are and how PyTest can help improve your tests. So my name is Frederieke Scheper and I'm a Java architect and codesmith and I work for Soprasteria in the Netherlands. And I'm here together with my colleague Laurens, who is also a developer and a very nice colleague. But today he's also the domain expert for this presentation. But first, I'd like to introduce the PyTest framework itself. So mutation testing is actually quite simple, like 1, 2, 3. Just run the Maven test compile PyTest mutation coverage against a Maven project where you have tests, of course, and tests that pass. And then PyTest will modify the compiled source code and add mutators, and more about those later. And then it will run the tests and validate if any mutation survived and which one specifically. With the idea, sorry about that, with the idea that for high-quality tests, no mutations should have survived. All the mutants should have been killed. No survivors allowed today. So what kind of mutators are there? And what are they actually? So the first one that I'd like to show you is the conditionals boundary mutator. And what it does is in your source code, where you evaluate if something is smaller than something else, then it will replace that with if it's less than or equal to. And similar things happen with other operators such as less than and equal to, or greater than or equal to. Like so. So if your code contains something like if A equals less than B and do something, then in the mutated code it would be changed runtime like if A is less than or equal B, then do something. And the idea is the test should fail. And if it does, the mutant has been killed. And if it survives, well then apparently there's something wrong with your test. At least it's not complete. So there's another one, and there are actually loads of them, and you can enable them as you will. I'm only showing a couple of them, because these are the ones that you will see in the demo later on. So this is the increments mutator. What it does, if your code contains something like I++, or I minus, or I equals I plus 1, then the mutated code is changed as shown below, right? So basically, if your code contains public int method, give it a parameter, and I increment the parameter and I return it, then it will be changed in decrement the parameter and return it, with the idea, again, that the test should fail. That doesn't sound so hard, right? So now something else, a void method calls mutator. That's something interesting as well. Actually, when you have like a void method that you give a parameter and it does something and does nothing in return, which makes it a side-effecting method. And it's dubious if that's really a good idea anyway, but if you use it and you have this method public int foo that does something and then executes the void method with this given parameter and returns I, then it just removes the void method and it checks if the test fails. And apparently something is done inside this void method, and you should have tested it at least. Otherwise, it would not have been a side-effecting method. It would have been like a useless method. There's another one, which is the null returns mutator. So basically, we have this very useful method that just says hello to something, namely hello to foo, where foo is defined by method with a given parameter. And the mutated version does the same, but instead of returning foo, it just returns null. And this can, of course, lead to null pointer exceptions, but that's good. That's not effectively a kill test, but at least there's not a surviving mutant. So that's good. And once again, the test should fail, or you should have like an exception. Next, the empty returns mutator. So what would that be? Well, it's actually not so difficult. We have like a set of strings and a method that returns it. And eventually it returns this set of strings in whatever way it has been determined. And instead of returning the initialized set, it just returns an empty set. And you can also have like the same thing with collections, and it would return an empty list, with a list as well. And with a string, it would return an empty string, so not null, but the empty string as itself. And any number would be returned as a 0. Empty returns mutator. And once again, if the mutation is executed, then it should fail, the test should fail, and you have a good test, quote unquote. So next, over to the DJ. Laurens.
Yeah, I can imagine that you've had a long day today, a long conference day. You've watched quite some talks today. It's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe you chose our talk to fall asleep to. Maybe so. So I would like to start with an energizer today. I'd like you all to stand up.
Come on. You're not all asleep, are you?
Hands in the air.
Okay, good.
Who of you likes to party? Did you hear anything, Frederieke?
That was not so loud. I don't think anyone likes beer here.
Devox, who likes to party? Hey,
okay,
that's better, that's better. So the domain we will be looking at today is the domain of a party. People come together to dance and have fun at a party, and at a party there's oftentimes a DJ that performs mixed sessions to guide the crowd. During a party, what typically happens is that the music evolves, bringing the party from a warm-up phase to a peak phase, eventually to a cool-down phase, because the party needs to end at some time, right? So what does a DJ do at a party? Well, first of all, beforehand, the DJ selects the tracks he will play at the party. And during the party, he mixes and transitions these tracks in order to lure people to the dance floor, to make them want to dance and have a good time. And while he's at it, he checks the crowd. He sees what is happening at the dance floor. He's basically perceiving crowd events, which he acts upon. Another thing the DJ does is he responds to requests from the crowd. So if the crowd would like to listen to a song or hear a song, he transitions that song into his mix, so people stay interested. And what a DJ basically does is he builds the atmosphere of the party. So, looking at the crowd events, which I already mentioned, me and Frederieke identified 5 of them. The first one is request from audience received, which I already discussed. Someone from the crowd would like to hear a track. That's the request from audience received event. Another event could be the crowd cheered event. So at a transition, the crowd starts to cheer, so the DJ is doing a great job. And for example, another one is the dance floor filled up, meaning that the dance floor is packed and people are really into the party and are really dancing and having a good time. And, well, another thing that could happen is that the crowd energy drops. Maybe the DJ made a mistake, or he transitions to a song which doesn't really fit the vibe or the party. And worse, maybe the dance floor empties as well. So that's the dance floor emptied event. Are you ready to party?
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay, good.
Okay. The thing I want to do today with you, I want to take you along on a party. I will describe what is happening. And while we're at it, we will take a look at our domain, and we will see what types of tests we can generate using AI, and we will check them out with mutation testing. So are you ready? Yeah. Okay, let's go. So at the beginning of the party, the DJ just starts, right? The dance floor is empty, people are standing at the bar, ordering drinks, chatting with each other, and we're currently at the warm-up phase of the party. The type of music the DJ is playing has an energy level low, and all of a sudden a request from the audience is received. Please play my favorite song. And what the DJ typically does at this point, is he browses his track library, see if the requested song is part of the library, and then transitions to that song. Frederieke, let's have a look at some code.
Sure. So, the first request from the audience, that may be Radar Love, which is like a slowish kind of oldie, right? And then Another slightly higher energy is Wake Me Up by Avicii. That'd be like way better, right? And then the final request from the audience could be something like Suavemente, but perhaps, well, probably the DJ doesn't have exactly that song title, and maybe he doesn't even have it because it's a Spanish title, and Laurens is a Dutch DJ, right? So we only know Dutch and English songs. So let's switch to the IntelliJ browser and see what happens. Okay. So I've actually prepared a few prompts to generate the tests, because otherwise it would be like way too long. We only have like half an hour, and we don't want to see your energy drop too, because it's already so late, right? So actually what I want to do is I want to generate tests. I'll just read it for you. I want to generate tests for the apply event method in the mix session class. Actually, the apply event method, that's the one that receives the request from audience received. Please update it for the new test, the mix session test class. Any new test should start with an empty mix session from Laurens and use assert J for its assertions. And please use the mix session test object, what we prepared, to in the test support package to create it. And first, I want the apply event method to receive a request from audience received event that occurred 1 minute ago, with passed as a local datetime with the track name Radar Love, which we just talked about, which exists in the track library of the disc jockey. And after this event, the track list in the mix session should have been extended with the chosen track. And you can check this using the title of the song contained inside the track. So let's just pass this to our agent. And hopefully we have a working Wi-Fi. Okay, so I want to generate, etc. Please, okay, is it working? Of course, it should be, because we had Wi-Fi just like, and just try it again. Yeah, okay, stop, try, working. Yeah, okay, reading directory model. Working, slow. Okay, good. 10, 9, 8. Okay, good. I don't want to add this. Yeah. There's all sorts of things happening that actually should not happen. So this is like awesome. But it's still working, so probably there's something better on and editing the mix session test Java. And hopefully this works. Okay. We have like some existing code. This is actually not what I wanted. Wait, you know what? I'll just discard everything. Yeah, okay, yes, discard, go away. And because it's like a demo, right? And all these things happen. Just like 5 minutes ago, it just worked like a charm. Delete all conversations, go away. And we'll just see, right, no, just go away. And let me just see if I didn't do, I'll just kill this class as well, because it's like horror. It should not be a class, and we'll just pass the code again. And hopefully it'll all work like a charm just now, because it's a demo, right? Okay, good. So it's looking better. So it's locating, it's not there. Review the mix session test structure, and whatever happens, and it's searching. And next I will do a lot of things. And here's what I found. To create this empty mix session for Laurens, use mix session test object Laurens empty mix session, which is awesome. And to create the event, it uses occurred add. And next I will create the test class, and please add it and accept all. And hopefully there's something that's just working, but always not everything, because last time it just worked. Mix session, Laurens, what's going on? Why isn't this get track list? What's this thing called actually? Of course, it's not, it's just tracks. Yeah. I don't know where it got the track, because it's like a record and it just contains tracks. Yeah. Want to stream that one. Track.song. Track.song and not track.getSong, because this is also title. A record. And this is not get title, but title. Why today? Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Just let's just see if the test runs. Fingers crossed, everyone. Run the test, and hopefully it passes. And of course, it fails. Goodness. What happened this time? Well, there's apparently something. Okay, you know what? I've got this prepared because, well, you know these things happen. Mayday. And it doesn't matter, because this is actually the test that I just generated. So this is the first part. And hopefully the next step will be better, because because. Okay, let's just go to this and just paste it and see if the test runs. Hopefully it does. Of course it does now. It does because okay, so this one, and actually what I'm doing right now is I want to run this generated test, which was generated before, but it doesn't matter. I want to run this with mutation coverage, right? So actually what it does, I target the mixed session class, so this is the one where the mutants are inserted, and this is the mixed session test to test it with, and run Maven test, whatever, something, PyTest, mutation coverage, and whatever. And it works. Fingers crossed. Good. So there's a lot of things running, and the good thing is there's an awesome index.html created in the PyTest reports, and that's the one that we'll be looking at to see how good it actually is. So just help me run now. I want to open it in my browser, and please take the default one, which is Safari. Go, and we have like this PyTest coverage report, and there's just one class in it for them. So the mixed session has been tested, and what we see here is actually this is the one, the things that you should be looking up. So with one, and then we see that these mutators have been inserted, at least they have been tried to insert. A couple of them have been killed actually, and there's a few tests where there's no coverage, which makes sense of course, because it's just the first test in the class, because we're not doing TDD as we should have. But let's just see, there's also a mutant that survived, and these are the things that's actually not so good. So let's just try, enhance upon this test with two other that I prepared. Let's hopefully not this one, but the other README. And can you update this test and add a second request that occurred 3 times later, having the track name "Wake Me Up"? Let me just see, and hopefully, go. Wake me up. Okay, to fulfill your request, I will update this test to add a second request, wake me up, apply and test it. Now, and hopefully, editing mixed session test. Right, working, and a search using assert for J. Yeah, continue, go. Oh. And the test runs again, and it runs the mutation test. And I'll immediately add this and the third one to make it a bit more interesting. So I'll ask, can you update this test and add a third request from the audience received, which we haven't forgotten, which was something like Suavemente or whatever, something which Laurens has never heard of, because it's just like a weird song. Let's play it again, Sam. To update the test scenario, I need to, add a third request from the audience event for something like Suavemente. 10 seconds after the previous event, apply this event to the mix session, assert that the track list is extended with a new track, not Radar Love or Wake Me Up. The new track matches the most recent average energy of the mix session because it was an unknown track, and that's what happens. Then Laurens will know ways more about that because he's a DJ and I'm not. And that you see, blah, 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 go, go, go. Does this, well, yeah, okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, file change, accept all. Okay, good. Actually, here's the second event and the third event, go. Yeah, accept all. And hopefully, we'll see that the run mix session test runs. No, of course it doesn't. Oh goodness! Energy get average. That's okay. That's good. Yeah, and here's also get average energy level. Yeah. So these are the things that happen, and this morning, all these things just work like flawlessly, which is like awesome. And hopefully, just finger crossed that it runs. Yes, the test succeeds. So now we can check the same test with mutation testing and see what happens, because. Hopefully, it should be better now, because the more mixed session test, I want to run this with mutation coverage and run. So let's just go back to the browser. So success, okay, good. So this is the one that we used to have, right? So we had like a survive test here over the get average energy level, where there were no covering tests of that. And hopefully, if we open the updated index.html with the fantastic PyTest report, then we should see open in browser, the default browser again, and now we see that. Come on, go. Let's see. Look at that! It's like way better. There's only one test, one method without coverage, so that's like awesome. So actually, by expanding the tests and asking more to, in this case, get a Copilot, please expand upon my test, because I've seen that there were actually things not yet covered, and it's like way better. So actually, this looks like really good. So back to the DJ, Laurens. The requests have been processed. Let's just play again. Hopefully. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, we're a bit later now. The dance floor starts filling up.
Yeah, with all those requests, you know.
With all these requests, all these events passing by. People are moving from the bar towards the dance floor. We're currently still at the warm-up phase of the party. The energy level of the tracks the DJ is currently playing is medium, and the DJ just moved the music from a low energy level to a medium energy level, and he's now working towards a high energy level. And all of a sudden the crowd starts to cheer.
Yay!
Hey, let's go DJ! So we're now 2 hours in. The floor is packed. People can't move. It's just too full. People are dancing, having a good time. There isn't anyone standing at the bar. DJ is currently only playing straight bangers. And we're at the peak level of the party. And the energy level of the music is high. It's sky high. And the DJ perceives the dance floor is filled up event. It's a great party, but just like Java developers, DJs are human, you know. And humans aren't flawless. So every once in a while, the DJ makes a mistake, like for example loading a corrupt track onto the DJ console, making the DJ console throw an exception. At the peak stage of the party, dropping the energy from sky high to sub-zero, seeing the crowd energy dropped, event passing by, boo, get this guy out of here! And eventually following along the dance floor emptied event. What a disaster, what a disaster. And one of the things the DJ should do at this point is try recover from it, try to select a track which hasn't been played yet with the highest energy level possible to lure people back to the dance floor and grab their attention again. Frederieke, let's have a look at some code.
Just hold on for a sec, because we weren't ready with the sheets yet. Because, where is it? Actually, it's always the, where is it? Yeah, come on. Keynote. Oh, Keynote just quit unexpectedly. Right, step one of the days, you know? Well, good luck. So, let's just go where we were. The DJ made a mistake, so let's just go back. Let's just play this. Yeah, okay, Laurens. So, God. Yeah. Another dance floor, and boom, not more.
Oh,
so back
what a
happened.
disaster.
These events happened, right? The crowd energy dropped, and the dance floor emptied. And let's go back to IntelliJ to see how we can model the recovery by the DJ, because we don't want to get rid of the party just yet, because it's like 5:15. So what are we looking at? Basically, the next step is what the DJ wants to do, as Laurens already said, is he will now be looking for the track with the highest energy level. But this cannot be actually a track that has already been played. So let's just take a look at the disc jockey class where we've modeled this. And let's see if this works. And if IntelliJ not also crashy. Okay, so here's the method that we want to test. Find a next new track with the highest energy level that has a list of tracks that already have been played. And what we do is we stream through the track library, we sort it, looking for the highest energy level, right? So not the lowest, that's why it's reversed. And we filter it with not already played, because it shouldn't be, and not contains in the already played. And we find the first one, and if we can't find it, then we just return the first of the track library, because we have to return like something, because we don't want to end the party just like now. So let's just have a look and see what AI test makes of this method. Drum roll. Hopefully not another disaster.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, good. This is what happened, and I told you, and I switched to IntelliJ, and I told you about the find next new track. And so this is the prompt. So basically, the next prompt is, I want to generate tests for the find next new track with highest energy level method in the disc jockey class. Please create or update the disc jockey test class with the new tests. Any new tests should start with the disc jockey DJ Laurens from the disc jockey test objects class. And in the test support package you can find it, and please use answer J for its assertions. Thank you very much. So first, I want the first next new track with the highest energy level. Wow, what a name could we spring? Method to receive a list of tracks containing Radar Love, Wake Me Up, from the track test object class, and the return value of the tested method should not contain any of the tracks passed to the method, and its energy level should be high. No, hopefully. Let's see if this works. And what PyTest says about it. So, okay, let's just see. I'll just switch to the disc jockey class because the fingers crossed. So it's searching for files matching the disc jockey and the disc jockey test classes, which are not there, and the test objects, which are there, and it found the disc jockey test objects class and the track test objects. And here's what I found. To get the disc jockey instance for the test, I will use DJ Laurens, and it has already completed, so I'll just go away and go ahead with the test. So basically, we have this excellent test, which I'll just put this away because we're finished. Thank you so much. So we start with DJ Laurens. We add the Radar Love and the Wake Me Up tracks. So we have, these are the already trade flags. It's a list of Radar Love, Wake Me Up, which are really good. And the track is DJ Laurens, find me the track with the highest energy level of those already, without those already played. And the assertions have been added, assert that the result is not equal to Radar Love, is not equal to Wake Me Up, and that the energy level is equal to high. Well, let's see. Hopefully it compiles and runs and passes.
It does.
It does. Wow,
yeah.
Great. So next step is to run the mutation testing and see what happens. So run with mutation coverage, and here we have it again. The target class is once again the disc jockey, and the test class is the disc jockey test class that has just been created by GitHub Copilot. Thank you so much. And we run Maven test compile PyTest : mutation coverage with all these nice parameters and see what happens. And as you can see, these are, well, a lot of things happen. So there are a couple of kill tests, but way more interesting is, of course, the index.html in the PyTest report, because otherwise we have to like browse through and grep and all those command line hackery. So here's the disc jockey class, and well, it's not quite, the test is not so high, but the test strengths are actually really good, so it's really nice. So this method hasn't been tested, which is right, because it's like an empty class, and we had just an empty test class. So this is the only test, and there's actually two things here. So the track library and the sorted, there's something wrong with those. So this test has been killed. So so that's actually good. So and here has been a return value with null, and that's and what you see here is a run error. Actually, what happened is a null pointer exception. So it's actually good. The test, at least the mutant did not survive. And the other tests don't have any coverage. And of course, we can add them by asking, oh, can you generate tests for this and this and this, and can keep the same way going on. So, Laurens,
yeah, I think
did you recover?
I did recover. I did. So the DJ recovers. The dance floor starts filling up again. And we're at peak level again, just as we were, and we're at the highest energy level of the music, and people are started having a good time, and the crowd starts to cheer again.
Saved!
And we're saved. Yes, we did it.
And the winner is, because we had like a coding challenge, is it actually AI test or PyTest? Anyone who says AI test, who thinks that's the best? No one. Who thinks PyTest is actually really good? I do. Thank you. But actually, there's something better, because the actual winner are we, the dev community, because we have like another tool to play and test around with and produce better quality code. So time to cheer, right? Because the party hasn't ended. Thank you. That was all we had to tell for today.
Yeah.
My name is Frederieke Scheper. This is Laurens, and we all hope that this was entertaining and useful. And we hope you'll enjoy the rest of the conference. And if there are any questions, we can take them. I think we have like a few minutes left, and maybe you can also rate the talk if you like. Any questions? Good.
What about the readability of these tests by humans?
What about the readability of these tests? And then that's actually a good question, but I want to ask a little bit more. Is it the readability of the PyTest report or the test generated by AI? I actually thought it was like really nice. You had the assertions below, but it depends on the way you ask it to generate a test. I had like this huge prompt which makes it generate better tests actually. Is that an answer to your question? Okay, good, thank you. Anyone else up there? That's also a really good question. I will repeat the question. The question is, would this tool PyTest take into account if a not null annotation had been added, like a find bugs not null? And actually, I don't think it does. But I haven't tried it, so it'd be like very good to test it out. Anyone else? Okay, then time's up already, I see. So thank you so much once again, and have a nice day. And of course, we really hope you'll enjoy the conference too.
Thanks.